Irritably Braindead. Irritably Braindead. 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 Irritably Braindead.
Hello, everyone, and welcome to the very first episode of Irritably Braindead podcast, a show where we discuss music, current events, the culture of the state, and talk with our friends. You can locate us on Instagram at Irritably Braindead and on Twitter at IRRBraindeadPod. And on both of those platforms, we will post links to our tracks, which will, for now, be uploaded to Soundcloud, and eventually, hopefully, we will move on to bigger platforms, say like Spotify or Apple Music, so stay tuned. My name is Samantha. I am joined here by my beautiful friend and co-host, Erin. Erin, say hi.
Hi. Hello. How you doing?
Doing fine. Not rich, but not dead either. And we are just living amid a pandemic and a civil rights movement and just the year 2020 in general. So
It
basically,
never ends,
it really doesn't. I hate it here, as we tend to say often. Really, just the reason why we have founded this project in the first place is to, one, have a creative outlet. Aaron and I have discussed that we love talk radio just in general as an art form, and we wanted to, do something about it. We want to have something that we can escape to every couple days and just have fun. And it's healthy. It's cathartic. So we were like, fuck it. There's no time like the present. Let's do it. So we're here. Thank you all for joining us. Yes, so excited.
Yeah, we're really excited to see where this goes, if it goes anywhere.
Absolutely. And just a disclaimer, if it wasn't obvious enough, this is entirely amateur work. We are
absolutely.
Neither of us have podcasted before. We really have. This is us dipping our toes into the world of talk radio for the very first time, basically. So we don't expect it to be the most brilliant thing, but it's ours. So we're excited. Thank you all for being here and listening with us. How do you want to start, Erin?
So Hamilton got on Disney Plus I think it was Friday. I think it was like the day before or after 4th of July.
It was the day before Independence Day. Yep, they did it for the holiday weekend.
Okay, right. Yeah, because my parents and we watched it the day of 4th of July. And during it, we watched it at night, and we were hearing a bunch of fireworks, and we were trying to see it, and we could not find any. But it's fine. But it was amazing.
Incredible. See, and Hamilton is one of those shows that has picked up so much popularity, and it's on Broadway. And of course, a Broadway show in general is not cheap, but Hamilton in itself, the tickets are thousands of dollars. So suffice it to say, a lot of us common people don't have the opportunity to go see it live. So the fact that it has become streamable on Disney Plus, where you can essentially just watch it for your membership's $6 a month.
Yeah,
and you can watch it at your leisure. That's so awesome. It's now being shared with the world. And the soundtrack's been out for forever. We've definitely heard the music and we know it. And seeing that it is, you haven't?
No, I have a rule where I will not listen to a musical's songs unless I see it.
Oh, I respect that a lot.
Because I don't like being I don't need to know what happens. I want to see it happen. I don't want to get spoiled. You know what I mean? Even though it's Hamilton's this exception because it's history and we learned about it, which history. I don't really remember learning about it, but
fuck them kids. Fuck school. No, that's a lie.
Stay
in school, kids.
Samantha.
I know. Erin's always keeping me in check. I respect that, though, that you don't want to indulge in the soundtrack and then kind of have an idea what it's about, but not really know. And Hamilton's kind of a special case because it is an opera. So the soundtrack, the reason why it's so long is because that's the dialogue of the entire show. Yep.
They're rapping the whole time.
I think you have a misconception of what the word opera means.
Define opera.
Opera is a musical where all of the dialogue is set to music. You don't have any scenes where you're just acting.
Okay, that makes so much sense.
Actually, your conception of it is how most people think that's what opera means. It's long, drawn-out ballads, usually in the minor key. Not true. The dictionary definition of an opera is any kind of production where all of the dialogue is set to music. And that's
Okay.
Hamilton.
That,
So the
yeah.
reason why people could follow along with the soundtrack and the reason why it's so long is because that's the entire show. But it's
Yeah,
so
which honestly
cool.
makes sense.
It is, but it's so great to be able to watch the dancing. And
Yeah.
they do act like a little bit like there are mannerisms that you have to watch it to be able to pick up
Yeah.
on.
But
Hmm.
it's different though. And also it's so rare to have a live recording
Yes.
of
Oh
a
man,
musical because they don't. I wish they did that more. And I
I wish
understand
they
why they
did that.
don't.
You think we like watching bootlegged version of musicals?
Yeah.
No, I had to watch
Yeah.
Dear Evan Hansen, and the quality was grainy and the sound sucked.
Yeah. But
I
I
think.
understand why they don't do that though,
Oh,
because then
you
it's like
know.
it's the experience of actually going to a theater and seeing a
Hmm.
play or a musical, and then if you just like videotape that, then you're stripping
You know
that
what
experience away from you.
would be brilliant? A
Hmm.
streaming service that is solely for musical theater, or just solely for
That would be
theater in
really cool.
general. Live, yeah.
Actually, in the start of quarantine, they actually had like multiple musicals like that you can stream
No
online.
way.
Yeah. And it was, I
I
don't know, there weren't any
respect
of
that a
like the
lot.
big names, but it was like kind of random ones. Like one of them was Cats. We're not going to
Uh-oh,
talk
we're
about
not going to
that.
talk about cats. Cats is a
No,
forbidden subject on this show.
no. Except if you're talking about real cats, then
We will
that's all
talk about
hands
real
on
cats
deck.
all day long.
But yeah, and I also found a BuzzFeed quiz, and the title of it is "Which Hamilton character are you most
Oh
likely?"
my God, I cannot wait to take this.
I figured it'd be fun if we took it together and just like read the questions out loud and maybe like helped each other answer them.
Absolutely. Before we jump into it though, I want to ask, who do you think you're going to get?
Probably Alexander's wife,
Eliza. Not
Eliza.
bad.
Yes, yeah. What
Hell
about you?
yeah. I don't know. I'm thinking I might get Aaron Burr because
I can see
I'm
that.
very headstrong and loud. That's not news to anybody. But
Yeah.
yeah, I'm banking on that I'm gonna get Burr. But okay, let me know when you're ready to start.
Okay, cool. Okay, the first question is, what is your best quality?
Ooh. Okay, and the options are leadership, confidence, persistence, innovation, intelligence, empathy, organization, and loyalty. I am going to say
Ooh.
confidence because that is me to a T.
Yes, that's absolutely you. I always struggle
Yeah.
with these types of questions, so you gotta
It's
help me.
kind of hard because how are you going to judge that for yourself?
Yeah.
Like I have just a theory that like I'm sure you've heard the phrase "you are your own worst critic." I just have like
Oh
a
yeah.
theory that
Hands down.
your perception of yourself is going to always be so different from how anybody else perceives you because
Oh,
you know yourself.
definitely.
You know yourself best, but also because of that, I feel like you will doubt your abilities and your qualities, especially
Yeah,
just
that's
depending
just like
on
the human error of
it
all of that.
is. It's really hard to judge your best quality without
Yeah.
sounding like an asshole, basically.
Yeah. Or just like an arrogant.
Hmm.
Yeah. Okay, I think I'm gonna say loyalty.
I would agree. Aaron's a very
Aw,
loyal friend.
thanks.
What is your worst quality? Oh, buddy, I'm gonna
Oh
embody all
boy.
of these. I don't think things through. I hold grudges. I have moral superiority. Too forgiving. Control freak. Aaron. Never
Hey!
happy with what you have. Arrogance and not always compassionate. No, I take that back. Aaron's not a control freak.
No, I
She,
can be. No, it's true. It's a
you
little true sometimes.
are
It depends
just
on what it is.
you're super organized. I respect that. And
Yeah,
you,
thank
well,
you.
if you do imply any instances of being a control freak, it's in an effort to stay focused and like keep your shit together. So
Yeah,
I do respect
that's
that.
true. Thank you.
I would definitely say I don't think things through, especially when I talk.
That's so
Seriously,
true.
seriously. Sometimes I'll
Oh
say
man.
things and I'm like, what were you thinking? You weren't thinking. That's the problem. Okay, so that's
So you're
mine.
gonna say that? I think I'm gonna
Yes.
say control freak.
I'm glad you picked
Just
that.
because you said that. Okay, next question is, what do you want out of life?
I have everything I want. Not in the year 2020. In this economy,
No, we don't.
contentment, recognition, a legacy, fun, to make the world better, peace, and knowledge. Okay, that's hard. Actually,
That is hard.
that's tough.
It's a multi-layered question.
I kind of want to say a legacy because, like,
I like that.
man, I feel like Aaron, I've told you this before, like, I recently came to the realization that, like, I want to be an entertainer. That is what I want to do with my life. And I'm only
Yeah.
23, but my mind's much older. But I want to, like, dive into some kind of project or multiple projects that will, have some kind of legacy in the, realm of whatever art I explore. So I'm going to
No,
say
I feel
that.
this, honestly, I feel the same way.
I
And
feel
I feel
like,
like we're very similar in that way
yes.
where we like, there's something that we want and then we go after it.
Hey, think about what we're doing right now. Recording this
Exactly.
is
There we
exactly,
go.
it's a perfect example. Which Hamilton song resonates with you most? Ooh, that's good. My favorite song is on here. Oh my god.
The choices are Satisfied, Helpless, Wait for It, What Comes Next, My Shot, The Story of Tonight, History Has Its Eyes on You, and Nonstop.
Unpopular opinion, I do not like the song My Shot. And I know that is like, it holds basically.
Honestly, kind of me too. I like it when the phrase is implemented in other songs.
Exactly.
I like that a lot.
Because it's like the tagline for the musical, but the actual song, I just think it's very choppy and the melodies not like when I listen to theater, I like me a good ballad.
But it's different though because this is all like hip hop and rap based, so it's different.
It's very
It's
R&B.
There's a little like adjustment period because even the first couple songs I was like, and I knew it was that type of genre going into it, but it's still different in a like musical context, you know?
Exactly.
I'm gonna say Wait for It.
That is one of my favorite songs.
Me too.
So this doesn't resonate with me personally, but I think just in terms of the time that we're living in, History Has Its Eyes on You is the perfect example of the year 2020. Thank you. Which of the 10 dual commandments is most important?
Oh boy.
The challenge demands satisfaction. Negotiate a peace or negotiate a time and place. Confess your sins, ready for the moment of adrenaline. Why does that sound like an all-time low lyric? Seriously.
Oh my God.
Grab a friend, that's your second. Your last chance to negotiate, send in your seconds. I hate to say I don't really know what that means. Summon all the courage you require, and a doctor on site.
These are all the lyrics from the song.
Pray that heaven hell will let you in. Well, yeah, it's the lyrics of the song are listing the 10 dual commandments.
Yes. Okay, I'm glad we're on the same page for that.
Yeah, no, for sure.
No, I just was like confused that you got confused. But yeah, I mean, like sometimes lyrics just like don't make sense.
No, I was saying like that lyric in particular. I know it's from the song. I just don't really know what that phrase means.
Okay, I got you.
Send in your seconds. Like, oh, does that mean like your backup
like your
people?
second? No, like your second chance. I think.
Okay.
Your last chance is to negotiate. Send in your seconds.
Okay.
So like you have time. Yeah.
That makes sense. Okay.
Ooh, I like negotiate a peace or negotiate a time.
That too. I like that, and also summon all the courage you require.
I like that too.
I think I got to go with negotiate.
Nice.
On that one.
Okay,
What's
so
the worst
next one is
quality in a leader?
Ooh, egotistical, stupidity, inability to compromise, self-interested, cowardly, expanded scope of power, not in touch with the people, or non-conviction.
These are all relevant to Donald Trump. I'm just going to say that right now. I would dare to say inability to compromise. Because the entire point of leading is recognizing that you have to pick the best feasible choice for your team or for your party, but it's not always going to go your way. So you have to be able to compromise and have the best interest.
There's no way to make everybody happy either.
Never. All right, pick an iconic line. Raise a glass to freedom, something they can never take away. If you stand for nothing, what will you fall for?
I love that line.
I love that line. Ooh, actually, do you know the song Fall for Anything by The Script?
It sounds familiar.
Yes, maybe. It's the first time I ever saw this line written, if you stand for nothing, what will you fall for? Mm-hmm. I thought it was from that song. I was like,
okay, you know what's crazy?
Yep.
The that line is from an all-time low song. If we stand for nothing, we'll fall for anything. Mm-hmm. It's from Heroes.
What song? I never liked that song. Hate to say it. Nope, never a fan of Heroes. That's crazy, though.
Side note, do you like that album as a whole?
Is that from Put Up or Shut Up?
No,
Dirty Work.
Dirty Work, yes.
I love Dirty Work. Yes.
Me too.
That
They should have
girl
gotten all
is
the
one
hate,
of my
but
favorite.
whatever. I
People who
love that song.
hate on Dirty Work are the same people who cut their crust off their sandwiches. I don't want to hear it.
Okay, moving
Y'all
on.
lame. Anyway, resuming what we set out to do. How lucky are we to be alive right now? Wow, ooh, that's relevant. There's
Yeah.
a million things I haven't done, but just you wait. Dying is easy, young man. Living is harder. Awesome. Wow. What? That's so lame. There's so many iconic lines in the show, and you put that in there as
I
an
don't
option?
know. Probably for like variety of
True.
character, because these are all from different
Southern
characters.
motherfucking Democratic Republicans. They bleeped it out, but of course I would never do that because this is an 18 plus show.
They actually did. They bleeped out all like the
They did.
F-bombs because it's Disney Plus, so like
You have to. Yep,
you have to.
you hear when it's coming up and it like the audio goes
But that
silent for
I
a
don't
split
know.
second.
It's they like say shit, but you can't say fuck.
I never understood that. I
Me
think
neither. I feel like that's kind of. I mean, I know
it's in
fuck
the
is probably the
same
worst word.
categorization of curse words though.
Yeah, I don't know.
It's weird.
Anyway, moving on.
You have no control who lives, who dies, who tells your story.
I love that line too.
Me too.
But I think I'm doing if you stand for nothing, what do you fall for?
Good. I'm gonna go with there's a million things I haven't done, but just you wait, because I love that.
I love that too.
I love that like sense of determination. Like I believe in me. You don't have to believe in me, but trust me, you'll see it later.
Yeah. Oh yeah.
Oh my God. All right. Wait. So did you get your result?
Yes. Oh my God.
I got Thomas Jefferson.
So did I.
Shut the fuck up.
Of course we would get the same. Okay, bro, but we like answered most of the questions the same way.
I don't think so. We had
Okay.
maybe like 2 answers in common. That's cool though. Jefferson's a badass.
He is. And I love the guy who played him. He's so great.
He's got a great voice.
So great. Yes.
Mhm.
Okay, so it says you're Thomas Jefferson. You like to argue and are passionate, confident, and energetic. If you don't mind playing a little dirty, but it's out of desire to reach your honorable goals.
I love that.
Nice. Okay.
Fuck yeah. Thank you, Aaron, for sharing that with me.
Yeah, I figured that'd be fun for us to play.
That it was.
Okay, so now we're gonna move on to a mini game called In a Perfect World, where we debate a topic. The positions are given out at random, so even if we disagree with the side, we have to still debate it.
It's kind of like in a speech and debate format.
Yeah, exactly. Mm-hmm. But it's just one round per person, and we both get 45 seconds to defend our argument. So,
and determine why the option that we were given would sustain a perfect world.
Exactly. And also, we're going to make this interactive. So if you go to our Twitter and also our new Instagram account, you can vote on who won the debate. And then we're going to read it the next time.
Yes, we are going to make polls. How long can you make a poll for on Twitter? Is it like...
It's just... polls stay... I think like the most you can like make people
like
vote
3 days.
No, it's like 7 days.
Oh, cool.
But then Instagram is like 24 hours, I'm pretty sure.
Right.
But, like, we'll still pull from each, and I'll do the math. And
totally.
Do all that nerdy stuff. Anyway, so we're doing iPhone versus Android, and this is relevant because Samantha is switching to Android for like the third time.
This is so relevant, and you know what? So we're gonna debate this, and then I'm gonna tell you all the story of why I am stuck using an Android against my will currently, even though I talked so much shit on iPhone before. So, Aaron, let me know my side.
Ugh, you have iPhone.
Fuck.
Damn it.
Oh, man. Okay.
Okay, you can start in 3, 2, 1, go.
In a perfect world, we would all be sustained via using iPhones as opposed to Androids, and here's why. iPhones are more sleek, their interface is more user-friendly, just more appealing to the eye. Group chats are a lot sleeker as you can like each other's messages. It's more suave, it's more casual. You can kind of reply to somebody without actually replying. It's saying like, I like this, I saw your message. iPhones are also compatible with other Apple devices such as MacBooks, AirPods, what have you. And that is why it would be a perfect world if we all subsided by iPhones.
Okay, so I'm just going to go in 3, 2, 1. Okay, so with Android, the battery lasts so long you don't have to worry about it dying on you because it's just like the battery's so powerful. It'll never break or shatter. So, and I think some of them are also waterproof, so there's that. I'm pretty sure you can also link up your Android with your PC. So there's that too. I mean, like, I think it's the same with Windows and Mac, where like you can download certain things that like you can't on an iPhone. You could also jailbreak your phone
That
if
is
you wanted to.
accurate.
You can't do that with
that.
iPhones, and that's time for me. So
Good.
So you can go on our Instagram and Twitter to vote on who you think won. Our Instagram is Irritably Braindead, and then our Twitter, again, is IRRBraindeadPod. So go over there and cast your votes, because voting is important. Hint, hint, wink, wink.
Voting is so important, even for the silly things like our poll.
Yep. So, Samantha, what happened to your iPhone?
Ooh,
Please explain.
I got a damn that's crazy for you guys. So without getting too wordy about it, the other day I was just like really angry, and there are a lot of ways to express anger just depending on what it's about, or just how you want to release that. And the kind of anger that just makes you want to throw and break things. Well, Aaron, I'm not sure if you know where Marion, North Carolina is. A little bit of context: Aaron lives in Charlotte. I live in Asheville. And now about 30 miles east of Asheville is a tiny, quaint little town called Marion. And there's this abandoned warehouse that I will go to sometimes. Not often, because I don't usually have that kind of like yell, scream, and throw things anger. But this was like one of those days where I'm like, I just need to like throw things out the windows. There's this warehouse that I go to. It's completely abandoned. It's 3 stories, and there are so many windows to break. There's so many bolts to throw. And I was like, yep, I'm going to go. So I did what I do. I get there. I set my phone down. It's face up, and I'm playing music. Now, this doesn't sound like an important detail yet, but we're getting there.
Just wait. Just you
it's
wait.
so embarrassing that this happened. I can't believe I'm even talking about it. But I'm like listening to music off of my phone speaker, and so it's on the ground because I didn't have pockets. So I'm throwing rocks as one does, and it's funny because the thought entered into my head. I was like, that'd be kind of shitty, like if I catapulted one of these rocks and it bounces off the window pane and like comes back and lands on my phone. But I was like, there is a very slim chance that would happen, because I was making all the shots, like I was just breaking windows.
I am not.
And shot. I threw away my shot because that's exactly what happened. I would say not even 2 minutes after that thought entered my head, I threw a bolt, and it bounced off the window pane and just catapulted directly onto my phone screen. So now the screen is messed up to the point where I can't really read anything. Like I can't read or respond to messages. So I'm doing everything via Siri. And it's funny having Siri read to me my messages from my very non-PG friends. But yeah, so I am currently, in terms of like having a device that functions as a phone, I am using my old Android, which only works on Wi-Fi.
Gross.
This is, oh man, Aaron, do you remember like before you were allowed to get a smartphone? This was like middle school, early high school, where you'd have like an iPod Touch for your media, and then you would have like just a standard flip phone to get in touch with your parents. This is exactly what this feels like.
Oh my gosh.
I've
actually seen ads for like a flip phone in like 2020. I forgot which brand and model this phone is. I don't know if it's like Google or Android, but like,
Jesus Christ. Dude, it's such a burner phone. Why would you get a flip phone? What's the point?
I don't know. It's like, I think if you flip it, then like it's like a whole screen. But then it's like, what's the point of it? I don't know. Yeah, which is interesting. But then it's like, what if there's that line in the middle? I don't know. I really don't know.
Does that serve though?
Maybe it's not so wide.
I
don't know.
have seen what you're talking about. Is it like in an effort to get it to fit in your pocket better? Bruh,
I'm assuming so, because girls' pockets are small as fuck.
They are, because girls.
The inequalities of pockets.
Did you know, Aaron? It's actually science. Girls don't have pockets because they don't have anything to carry. We rely on men to carry all of our stuff, which is nothing, because girls don't carry things when they go out. Definitely not a phone or money or their keys.
No,
oh my God. I hate it here.
Also, what's the point of purses if we don't need to?
Literally.
That is so stupid.
Oh my God. It's to have like your little lapdog in.
Yeah.
I never understood that concept of just keeping your dog in a purse like it's an accessory.
I feel
Only
bad for
person
the animal. Like,
who can pull that off
maybe for
is
traveling,
Elle
Paris
Woods.
Hilton.
Yeah, exactly.
I mean, I'm pretty sure she's based off of her, probably.
I
Anyway,
believe it. Okay.
yeah. I mean, did you know that London Tipton was actually based off of Paris Hilton?
Yes. Yep. Her character was a parody of Paris Hilton,
Yes.
which I think is pretty cool. Zach and Cody, they had so many underlying themes that we didn't catch until we got older. I love that show so much.
Okay, so we're going to go into our third segment, Who Killed It and Who Botched It. And we're basically just going to talk about the current events that's going on in the world. And Samantha has something that she wants to talk about.
Oh my
that's
goodness.
very relevant to her world exclusively.
Yes, it's relevant to yeah, exactly. So Aaron is not big into electronic music, however, I am. And anybody who's listening, if you do like EDM, you can acknowledge that one of the biggest names in the scene is Bassnectar. Now, I am kind of like still new to the scene. Like I started exploring electronic music, I'd say at the beginning of last year, but since the beginning,
really?
Bassnectar, yeah, it's kind of a new love for me, but I just went straight into raving and I was like, I love it. But yeah, it all started with Bassnectar, and that he was my favorite DJ in the scene. And the reason why, not just him, Lauren Ashton, but the Bassnectar project gained so much support and notoriety is that it was meant to be charitable, and it was meant to be a project that gave it was to provide a community of safety and love and respect and equality. And a lot of the agenda that Lauren Ashton would push involved, equality for all, feminism, accessibility, things like that. And a lot of us, myself included, took stock in that because that is the kind of world that we want to live in. And not even a week ago, it comes out. There is an Instagram. There is an Instagram account that is the handle is at Evidence Against Bassnectar that shows multiple allegations backed up. I know, big yikes on that one. Multiple allegations from several different women who are no longer underage, but they were at the time of years ago when Bassnectar would have underage or just relationships with underage women. Now, whether he actually slept with them or not, he oftentimes didn't, but he would groom them.
But regardless, even if you have a relationship with somebody who's a minor, that's not okay.
Yes. I mean, think about how impressionable you were when you were 16. Like,
any attention from a guy is like attention, Attention
from any guy. And then think about like a rock star that it has so much fame and power and influence. And truthfully, I mean, the reason why people were drawn to Bassnectar, one, because of the project itself, but two, his music is great. I love his music. I still love the music and I love the community, but we can't support him, so I don't listen to it anymore. But it comes out that he is a predator and a gaslighter, and he's super manipulative in more ways than one. Now, what really did me in, and I lost all respect for him, was when these allegations came out and he was like, I'm going to take accountability. I'm going to reach out to these people and we're going to talk about it and I can see what I can do to make it right. And I was like, okay, I respect that.
That's respectable, but it's like the damage has already been done.
Yeah, exactly. You can't change it.
Like if he knew like what he was doing was wrong in the moment and then like try to make it right, I get that. But like if it's been years.
Yes. Like they've already dealt with the trauma.
You're saying all this because you got caught.
Exactly.
Unfortunately, that's the problem with all of these incidences.
Yeah, it's not a mistake if you realize it after people call you out. When people start piling on you for it, and then you're like, oh my gosh, I fucked up. I made a mistake. That's not a mistake. That's a reveal of character. Like, Drew Gooden said it best. Usually when you make a mistake, you know immediately. You get that instant sense of guilt and regret. Oh, totally. Like when you'll say something or do something off the cuff that's definitely a mistake, and right after you're like, why the fuck did I do that? That's not what this is at all. He had been keeping up these relationships for years. There was a lot of secrecy, a lot of manipulation. So many of the women who came forward had instances and even screenshots proving like, hey, please don't tell anyone about this. Please don't tell anyone what we're doing. That's a huge
He
red
said
flag.
that?
Oh, yeah. Oh, God.
Oh, that's
There
like a
is
red flag.
this one blog of this woman who is coincidentally also named Lauren, and she had screenshots proving that he would make arrangements to send her, well, one, he would send her money via cash for like her travel expenses to go see him. So, cash is untraceable. He would ask her to travel by herself in secrecy, and she was 16 at the time. Like, that's so messed up.
Mhm.
And
That
so
is.
he had a conversation with this same woman, and they're talking on the phone, and she recorded it, and he tells her like, okay, I know what I did was wrong, and I would never ever do it again to you or to anybody else, but you do realize if you speak
It's
up
like you
about
still
it,
did
I
it.
can go to jail. Do you want me to get sent to a jail, to be
And then
beaten to
that's guilt
death, and
tripping
oh,
and
that's beyond guilt
gaslighting.
tripping. It is for sure. It is so
And women are
unreasonably
so
manipulative.
compassionate and like kind of
Oh,
easy to
oh,
like
he
get fallen
knows
into
he
that
was
trap,
playing
especially when
on
you're
her
younger. Like you're
feelings.
young and impressionable, you have no idea.
Hmm.
So that
100%.
sucks.
Yeah, it does suck, and it really is so disheartening for. I mean, so his victims, we empathize with them, and we are all in a place of, oh my God, I'm so sorry. We had no idea that we were supporting this
Hmm.
kind of person. And it's just really sad because his message has been so about intersectionality and feminism and equality and accessibility for all. And it just turns out that he is totally not the person we thought he was.
How are you gonna
So,
say you're a feminist and then you're grooming young girls? Like, shut up.
exactly. And
Ugh.
it's like, oh my God, he used that as a facade. And unfortunately, we fell for it. That sucks. And I mean, I I never worshipped Bassnectar. I didn't really think that he was a god, but he was one of my favorite artists. And anyone in the scene can tell you there is no event like a Bassnectar event. I mean, it's magical. You make so many friends. Everyone is just so happy and refreshed to be there. And like the music is fun. He's so good. The reason why like he's one of the best DJs in the game, or was, not anymore, um, is that he's such a good mixer. He is so good at putting together a set. And that's why like people from around the country flock to go see him when they can. And it's just really disheartening to know, not that it was all for nothing, but that
Hmm.
we had supported for years and gave thousands of dollars to this man who's like, you know,
Oh, it's
essentially evil.
upsetting. Like you have
It
every
is
right to be
upsetting.
upset about
Yes.
what he
It's so
did.
disheartening. And just to know that like those events are not going to be a part of our future, like that sucks.
And it already sucks because like we're in quarantine and we have no idea when concerts are going to come back, and then it's like when a
Exactly.
specific type of concert will never come back. Like that's even ugh.
Oh God. Our lives without live music are just, it's so different.
It's weird.
And
It
we
is.
really do think that it is, it's kind of juvenile in comparison with the other things that are going on in the world right now, say coronavirus and an election that is like a make or break factor for the country. But like
Hmm.
live music, or just music in general, is such a critical component of who we are. And it's
Absolutely.
just so impactful for our mental health, community building, making new friends. So I don't know, it's all very discouraging. We're trying to keep the faith and hope that that movement is going to just transition to other artists, but I don't know.
It wouldn't be the same though. It really
It
wouldn't.
won't be the same. It's never going to be the same. That sucks. But it's,
Well,
if there's any silver lining, it's been watching how many people who, I mean, people who are diehard Nectar fans, people who have followed him for years, are standing up against him and being like, no, this is wrong. And to realize that people often refer to bass heads as like a cult, and I wouldn't say that it's not. It definitely is. But to watch so
oh
many
man.
more people, you know defend his victims rather than defend him, is a big deal. I really didn't think that so many people would
Yeah.
stand against it, but like that's been comforting, and we've all been there for each other. So it's been nice in that sense. Thank you, folks, for letting me talk about that. And I do believe it is time for us to bid you all adieu.
Thank you all so much for listening to to our first episode. We'll post weekly on whatever day we decide that'll be. So you could tune in whenever there's a new episode. And you can follow us on Twitter and Instagram, and you can also write to us on our email, which is irritablybraindeadpodcast@gmail.com. And we'll see you all next week.
Absolutely. Bye. Thank you so much for tuning in. Stay well, stay safe, stay informed. Thank you.
Wear a mask. Bye.
Wear a damn mask. Bye.
Bye.
Brain dead. Irritably brain dead.